Hey, YouTubers, Tazman here, bringing you a potentially new series to my channel. And guess what? It's not Minecraft. It's been a while since I've had a non-Minecraft game on my channel, but I do believe it is high time for this. So, depending on what you guys say and think, this could turn into a series. So let me know what you think. So this is Pathfinder Kingmaker. It actually came out last year, sometime last year. I can't remember exactly when, and I didn't purchase it, but a little while ago it came on Steam as a really good sale, and I think it's actually on a sale again. It was like, I think it was like 50% off, and it might be again on Steam 50% off, but by the time you're watching this, I don't know if that's going to be the case. But anyway, this is Pathmaker. Well, I guess I already said that. Pathfinder. Sorry, Pathfinder Kingmaker. And for those of you that are familiar with the game Dungeons and Dragons, the tabletop game, Pathfinder back in version 3.0, when it came out, there was a lot of issues with it and stuff. You know, a lot of players from the 2 version didn't like some of the changes that happened, and so they came out with one called 3.5, and then 3.5 was really big. There's tons and tons of stuff out there for 3.5 of Dungeons and Dragons. Well, then their average is about every 5 to 7 years they release a new version. And so 4 came out, and it did not get a good welcome. And in fact, a great big group of people kind of wanted to take the 3.5, remove a lot of the issues that 3.5 and 3 had, and kind of spin off their own game. And this is where Pathfinder came into the picture. Now, one of the really cool things of Pathfinder back then, and even today, is that Pathfinder actually worked completely in conjunction with Dungeons & Dragons 3.5. So you could actually use the bestiary. I always call it bestiary, so if I do that, I apologize. But it's actually something like bestiary. There was... it was completely compatible. Well, 4 didn't do nearly as well, and I believe it was about 7 years ago. I think it was around 2012, 13, 14, somewhere right around there. Dungeons & Dragons released version 5, and that's the current version that's running. And that's I've mentioned in one of my previous videos that I've kind of gotten back into Dungeons & Dragons. Well, this made me want to see if there was a computer game that came as close as possible to simulating the rolling the dice and actually having a character in that. And so Pathfinder actually has Kingmaker, which is kind of the exact same thing. I mean, it actually is pretty complete. So I went ahead and I purchased it, and I really didn't play it. But as of recent, as I've been getting into Dungeons and Dragons and actually going to, we have a little store here in Bountiful called Game Haven, and me and my son go there on Saturday mornings. So if you're in the Bountiful area, you want to meet me or whatever, come to Game Haven in Bountiful off 5th South, I think. And it usually we're there from 11 in the morning to about 2. So maybe I'll get to meet some of you guys, but I think most of my subs are actually out of state and out of country. So anyway, back to what we were saying. I've kind of been getting back into Dungeons & Dragons, and I've actually got my kids into it, you know, where we've been playing it. And I'm even contemplating of a way that maybe I can record us. Now, I know there's a lot of things you can do. There's like Critical Role, Bill Allen and such that, you know, have multiple camera angles and all that stuff. I don't have that kind of money. So if I do record that where it's live session with me and Wiley Guy and his family, it wouldn't be probably as exciting where the camera can change angles and show you all this, that, and the other. It would be more just being able to see us all at the same time. But anyway, I'd like to know what your guys' thoughts on that are. But let's get back to what this is, because I've spent the last 5 minutes blabbering. So as you can see, dear kings and queens, thank you for your continuing support of Pathfinder Kingmaker. We're glad you're having fun, and that inspires us to develop this game even further. Best regards, Owlcats. So Owlcats actually is the developer of this game, but it is also backed by Paizo, who is Pathfinder itself. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I did do a little bit of a game just to see kind of how it played, get a real quick idea, and make sure the sound and everything works. But we're going to do a brand new one with the main story. Now, if you guys end up really liking this and we finish it, because it's not going to last forever, there are these 2 other add-ons or expansions or whatever you want to call them that I did buy, and we can do those. So we got a lot of content we can do. So I'm thinking, I was looking at this initially, and story is where you're please don't hurt me, I just want to, you know, enjoy the story. And there's a part of me that kind of likes that. I know, like with hard, if you die, you're dead, basically. I think that's what it says. Your character will suffer full damage from enemies, traps. Enemies will have increased power and will have the usual chance of inflicting critical. Your character will die after suffering deadly injury. So that could kill you a dead. And I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, I'm going to do hard. But then they like do saves and they die. And then they reload from the save. And then they die. And then they reload from the save several times. And I don't want to necessarily do that. Yes, that can be fun in the case that you are learning the best strategy for this battle and stuff. But I kind of want it to keep going on, you know? I want it to continue and, you know, not have a whole episode where we try the same fight 50 times. So I'm thinking less around challenging, normal, and I don't know if you can change this afterwards. I don't think I necessarily want easy, but let's see. The damage you suffer from enemies and traps is reduced by 20%. Enemies inflict reduced damage on critical hits. Your character will not die after suffering a deadly injury for the first time. Instead, they'll be afflicted by the death's door condition. If a character with this condition suffers deadly injury, then they will die. See, and I'm not even sure that I really want that, but I don't know that I want easy. You will not die, instead be a death door. If a character in this condition suffers deadly injury, they will die. So it's kind of the same thing. I mean, this is the only one. Your character will not die at all, never, just unconscious until the end of the battle. That sounds too easy. I think we'll go for normal. And that's because I don't want to have to, like I said, a lot of people say they're going to do unfair or hard or ultra hardcore, but then they're constantly saving, and if they die, they just hurry and reload it, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose. This is supposed to be the guy that goes in and doesn't care about a save. He just moves through it. You know, and when he dies, he starts completely over. That's not me. I would die way too quick. But I do think normal sounds pretty good for us. Alright, so here we have our pre-builts. We have Fighter, Paladin, Ranger, Sorcerer, and a Cleric. There are various other classes, I believe. And it looks like Elf and so on. Let's just do new character. This whole first episode, by the way, might just be creating a character. And I love that part. Okay, so here's a portrait. Now, I think we're going to resurrect our good friend T4zzie. And I'm not sure what we want her to be, though. Not that. Let's just go through these. So we have a little dwarf one. She does not look like a dwarf just from her face. What is that? Halfling? Undead. That's a cool picture. I kind of like that one. Like if she's a druid or something along those lines. That looks more like a monk. And I'm not, maybe that's a rogue? And I'm not sure what class. That's probably another dwarf. That is a big head. That's definitely an elf. An elf ranger. That could be fun. We saw her. That's like almost a nun. That's probably a fighter. None of those are T4zzie. And then that is a cleric. I don't think the portrait really matters. I kind of like this one, or what was that other one? Was it down here? Let's just go with this portrait. And this is just a picture. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is choose what type of race we are. So there's human. And if you mouse over it and leave it for a minute, you can actually read some of the stuff about a human. There's elf. So big thing is they have pointy ears. Dwarf, gnome, halfling. Wow, they just get smaller and smaller as we go. And then half elf goes back up. Half orc. Aasimar. Now Aasimar, they're humans with a significant amount of celestial or other good outsider blood in their ancestry. While not always benevolent, Aasimars are more inclined towards acts of kindness rather than evil. Oh, and there's the tiefling. That must have been a tiefling. And then that's it. So those are our classes. Half elf. +2 to 1 ability score. That's pretty good. This usually does +2 to dex. Yeah, so you can see he gives +2. Now, one thing I believe, like 5e, Dungeons & Dragons 5e, doesn't have things that do negatives to your modifiers. So this would be, for example, what you roll. And generally when you're doing it, there's a couple ways you can do it. You roll 4 dice for one example, and you keep the 3 highest. So that means the highest any of these could be is 18. There's also a point buy system where these are all set to one number, like 10 or something like that. And then actually that's what it kind of looks like here is 10. And then you have 27 points that you can divvy out. And then the higher up they go, for example, to get a 14, it's not necessarily it's going to cost me 2 points worth. It might cost me 3. And then to get to 16 might be 4 points. So it's a way of kind of divvying that out. And then there's various other ones. The way I've always liked is where you just roll 4 dice, you get rid of the lowest one. So if you roll, a 6, a 5, a 4, and a 3, you get rid of 3, you keep the other ones, and that gives you, what is that, 15? So that's the way I like it. With Pathfinder and I think D&D 3 and 3.5, they actually had negative modifiers. So you could become an elf, you get a higher dex, you get a higher intelligence, however, you get a lower constitution. Let's just take a quick moment and we can talk about these. So strength obviously is your strength. Dexterity is your agility, and also has like acrobatics and stuff like that. That's what you would use for using um, thrown weapons, bows and arrows, and stuff like that. Strength is just brute strength. How much can you lift? How hard can you hit, and stuff like that. Then Constitution is related to your health, your hit points, and also things along the lines of how long can I hold my breath underwater, or hold my breath if I'm in a poison cloud? How much poison can I take before I die, and so on and so forth. Intelligence, this is your book smarts. This is, what I've studied, what I know, what I don't know kind of stuff, right? So intelligence is that. Wisdom is kind of your awareness of your surroundings, self-awareness and all that. This is where perception would come in. Like, I'm looking at something. Do I notice this? Do I not? And then finally, charisma is basically, well, there you can see you use it for using magical devices. You also do it. It's kind of your self being, I guess. It's can I convince? Can I? It's not necessarily how beautiful you are, but it's kind of like, can I convince people to do things? Can I persuade them? Can I intimidate them? And then these other things like influencing, channeling energy. And then, so if you split this in half, these three are more on the physical side. These are more on the non-physical. So intelligence, wisdom, and charisma aren't physical attributes, where strength, dex, and constitution are. Your spellcasters, depending on what type of spellcaster, will use different things. I think wizards are the only ones that use int. I think like paladins, maybe druids. I don't know if it says it in here. Oh, there it is at the bottom. Bards, paladins, sorcerers usually use charisma. And then wisdom is your druids, your inquisitors, your rangers, and clerics. So that just gives you a quick rundown of that. So as you can see, each thing, it seems like each one either does nothing like a human. However, with a human, you do get to add 2 to one ability score. And the character gets a +2 bonus to an ability of their choice. Oh, so that's what this is saying. So you actually get to add 2. So there is no negatives there. With the elf, you get the 2 bonuses, but the one negative, which is same with dwarf and gnome. I think everyone else pretty much does that. No, half elves also, because I guess they're half human. They get that same 2. Half orcs look like they're the same thing because they're half human. ASMRs, they're human, as it said there. And the tieflings are demons. Now, that could be kind of fun to play. Now, there are other races in D&D. There's like the Dragonborn, and if you buy more supplements and stuff like that, you can, become a goblin, or you can roll almost any kind of character you can imagine. I don't know what to choose, to tell you the truth. I do like having extra dex. I don't like the negative on the constitution, though. That kind of sucks. And intelligence. So it kind of depends on what do we want to be. Like, if we want to be a wizard or an alchemist, then that would be good for this. And I don't know, do we want to be a wizard? I think let's go ahead and roll a wizard. I think that might be kind of fun. We'll get lots of spells. All right, so then also you get racial traits. So keen senses, this basically says that your perception actually goes up. So as you can see, you receive a racial bonus on perception checks. Elven magic will give you, receives a +2 racial bonus on caster level. Checks made to overcome spells, so spell resistance. Elves receive also a racial bonus in knowledge of arcana. So those are skills. We have elven immunities, which means if this is the same as D&D, can't be charmed or well, actually you get a bonus against being charmed. And then you can't be put to sleep. That's what that actually is saying. And then this is the type of weapons, which is proficient with longbows, long swords, short bows. Rapiers are in there too. Treat any weapon with the word Elven in its name as a martial weapon. Okay, so yeah, I think we're gonna roll an Elven. So next thing we need to do is, I think we're not a fat elf. Elves are usually, oh my heavens, that's pretty thin. We'll go about average there. Let's look at her face, maybe skin tone. Can I? Oh, good, I can't rotate her. I like her hair. As you guys know from all my other Tazzies, I do like a ponytail. I don't know why, I just think they're very nice. So we're going to keep that. We're not going to have a beard. And Tazzie usually has kind of a, like in Planet Explorer, she has purple. I don't like green. Blue might be okay, though. Let's do blue. All right, she is right-handed. Okay, so next we're picking our class. Now, we said we're going to go wizard. So if we come down here, now you can see there's a ton of classes. There's an alchemist, and then inside alchemist, there's the base alchemist, there's the grenader, the vivisectionist, the children, whatever. There's barbarian with subclasses there. If we go look in under wizard, what are these ones? Arcane trickster. Are these just ones you can't, because you're an elf, you can't pick or something? So if we went wizard, which is gonna work with our +2, then we have the arcane bomber. We have a regular wizard. We have a Thessalonian specialist. While the concept of wizard specializations, along with classically recognized schools of magics, focus the research and the scroll savant. Some wizards consider scrolls a natural extension of their magic abilities. To many wizards, the experimentation of the alchemists seem quite faint, not dangerous, or frightening. Few wizards take up the secrets of the bomb. However, fusing alchemy with their already considerable magic powers. So what these things are going to do is over levels. So as you can see, we start out as level 1. Highest you can get is level 20. I kind of like those colors for. Oh, they're color. That's the same color. It's the same thing on all of them. I wonder if there's more of a teal color. It doesn't look like it. So maybe... right now we're doing kind of a blue... greenish. That don't look too bad. Or actually, no, let's go with the blue because it'll match her hair. Not that I'm good at matching anything. Just ask my daughter. I think that looks pretty good. All right, so so for our level 1, we get the specialist school. We get cantrips. Cantrips are spells that you can fire every turn. Unlike a lot of games where, like in WoW, for example, and you know I love WoW, like a druid or a priest can just cast, you know, heal, 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 heal. Okay, mana ran out. But in the D&D and the Pathfinder world, holy cow, we're at 23 minutes and we're only here. Dang. We're going to have to go quick. So anyway, in these worlds, basically you have spell slots. And the slots, I don't know if this is going to tell you about them in here, is how many times you can use a spell before you have to take a nap. Maybe that was it right there. Where'd that go? Hello? Was it you? No. Was it this? There it is. So, no. Where was it? Was it this one? What do I keep mousing? There. Just the pink box. So, as you can see down there, it says has a 0. I can't move my mouse above it, but there's all those little stars. So the 0 has the infinity symbol. That means as a 0 you can cast as many times as you want. You just throw it out there, boom, 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 boom. Under 1 there's a number 1. That means you have 1 spell slot, which means you can cast that 1 time, and then you either have to take a short or a long rest to regain that. So as you can guess, you're not going to be taking a rest during a battle. So that's not something you're just going to get to fire off 1,000 times. Let's just see. So it looks like with this one, we don't get any cantrips. And you'll only get this one. Is that a cantrip? No. That's the bonus feat. The arcane. I don't know what all these things are. Opposition school. Arcane bombs. So this one, it kind of looks like you make... I think I'm just going to go with the base wizard. Yeah. I think we'll just do that. Alright, so look, we're only on class. Then we have school, skills, abilities. This video might go long, so hopefully you enjoy it. But I'm going to try and explain as much as I can. So if you're interested in playing Dungeons & Dragons, you can actually download from Wizards of the Coast. You can download basically enough to start, create a couple characters. They give you a whole lot less classes and stuff to be in races, but you can actually play it and, you know, get some friends together and play it. So pretty cool. Where'd that poison and stuff come from? Was that this guy? Oh no, was it out here? Oh, okay, that's out here. So on 2. So as you can see, these are showing you what you're getting, and then this is where we got those things. New spells at level 3 would be Deep Slumber. So at level 1, we get a whole lot of nothing. We just get this one, it looks like. Arcane Bond, first level wizard, powerful bond. I don't know. Let's just continue on. Let's move on to school. So this is our school that we use for our thing. So evocation is evoking, right? And stuff like that. So we have first our specialist school, arboration, magic self is master arts, conjuration is conjuring things, illusion, necromancy. This is kind of getting into the undead stuff, which is pretty cool. Transmutation, universalist, is that just everything? Do not specialize. The most diversity of all. I might kind of want to do that one. I don't know. It'll have its good points and its bad points. Everything usually does. But if we do that, then we can come in here and now we can look at arcane bond. So this is our, we can have an object. Bonded object can be used once per day to restore any one spell. Well, that's kind of cool. But we can also have like a little familiar, like a viper or tarantula. I kind of want to, I think we should have a lizard familiar. A familiar is a magical pet that enhances the character's skills and senses. A lizard master gains +1 natural armor to an AC, which is your armor class, and a +2 bonus on perception checks. Now we already have a +2. That's going to give us +4 on. We're going to be perceiving left, right, and center with a lizard. That's pretty cool. I think we'll do that. All right, so there is our lizard, and I don't think we pick anything here. What is this guy? Hand of Apprentice. Oh, cool. It's kind of like a boomerang weapon. It comes back. That's awesome. All right, so let's go ahead. Skills. So these are the skills. This is kind of what I was talking about. As you can see here, we have 25 points available to us. We have, this is our one. This is our recommended ability. This is what we use for casting and stuff. Why is it got a... Oh, this is to say +1, subtract 1 from it. So you'll notice if I go up 1, that went to 24. If I go up 2... Oh, actually, it kind of is doing it the other way. what was it before? +2. Now, the other thing is basically these things. So a 10 is average or normal. So as you can see, it says +0. So this is your modifier on anything strength related. Wizards don't use their strength. I might want dex, a little bit of dex, and I think I'm going to want some con because this is going to be my health. So I want to maybe at least get that up to a 1. And you can see we're using up our points. Our intelligence is where all our spell stuff is. And I think, should we get that all the way up to a 4? Let's try that for now. I might get our constitution up higher, our dex maybe. Wisdom is going to be our perception. We have a through the roof perception. If we get that at least to a 1 and that to a 1, we have 6 points left. Maybe if we took you up 1. Now there's the jump I was telling you about. Notice how it goes 4 and then down to 1. There's the jump. So we have 1 point left. We don't have any odd numbers that'll go to an even number, so it's not actually going to affect any of those. But I'm thinking I want to put it maybe in dex. And now we have 0 points. Okay, so there will be our base score. I don't know if this is the best one or not. This is what I was talking about on the other thing, though. We have unlimited cantrips. Now you're only given a certain amount that you know. I think a wizard, at least in D&D, starts with like 3. And level 1 spells will have 2 that we can use. All right, so the next thing we want to do is if we come here, we can look at perception, and we've already got a +3. Now those +2s I was telling were actually affecting this guy, not this guy. And that's why that's a +3. And that's also going to be this guy. So if we want to increase, say, got 4. Trickery, stealth is good. Knowledge Arcana is really good already, I think. I think we might want athletics. And then maybe trickery and stealth seem pretty good. Mobility, what exactly does that do? This skill represents character's talent for balance, coordination, including aerial maneuvers. So this is a dex-based thing. Oh yeah, it says dex right there. Let's go ahead and increase that too. And these are the ones that they're saying I have the bonus things on. Okay, so I think that's good. Let's go to spells. So these ones with the little thumbs up, as you can see, this means this is what we recommend. This it means it's useful. This is no. This is it could go either way. And if we scroll down this list, down at the bottom you'll see these are the ones we don't recommend. Weapon finesse, because I'm hoping not to be melee much, doesn't make sense. I don't necessarily have a bow, doesn't make sense. So most your melee and ranged weapons, carrying a shield or something like that would be in these things. So I think spell focus. Choose school of magic. Any spells you cast that school are more difficult to resist. I think that definitely would be a good one. Add 1 to the difficulty class of all saving throws. You must. Okay, I think we'll do that one. And then this is the School of Magic. Now, our School of Magic was Universalist, so we're going to go ahead and do that as well. And now we can either do greater spell focus, but go away. But I think we're limited on what kind of things we get here. So we're actually on the, we just did that one, right? And now we're doing the wizard bonus feat. So at first level, a wizard gains a bonus feat. So I think Choose cool magic which you have already applied spell feat. +1. I think I want something. You're adept at spellcasting when threatened or distracted. Concentration check. Elemental. So these are kind of augmentations, it seems like. But I think I might want combat casting. Let's try that. Is that it? What's this thing now? Oh, that's the combat casting. Alright, so we did that and that. We didn't choose any spells. I don't know. Alright. Ah, here's the actual spells. Okay. So, we could do Burning Hands, which does a 15-foot cone. Go back up. And if they roll high enough, if they save on it, they take half damage. The damage, it looks like, is 1d4 points of fire damage per caster level. So I'm a level 1, so it would just be 1d4. That's not too bad. Causing fear. Color spray. I don't think so. Ear piercing scream, enlarged person. Flare burst grease. Hypnotism. Mage armor. That could definitely be a good one. Mage armor will give us an armor bonus. So if someone actually does come in after us, we can cast mage armor. Now, can we also do one friendly? So we can also cast it on our friends. Magic missile. This one's a really good one because we can actually control it. If we click on it, can we undo it once we've done it? Do we uncheck it? I don't think so. We're stuck. Yeah, so magic missile allows, at least in D&D 5, a magic missile energy darts from your fingertips, strikes its target, dealing 1d4 plus 1 points of force damage. So in D&D 5, you actually can fire 3, and you can control where each of them land, which is kind of cool. So we'll do that one. I think I do want mage armor. Burning Hands seems pretty good. Oh. Okay, never mind. It is letting us do that. I think I want to do what we're doing. So mage armor first. Magic missiles. Burning Hands. Shield shocking grasp. One enemy. Oh, I have to click on the next one. Where was it? Shocking. A snowball. I can throw a snowball. You successfully melee touch attack. So I would have to touch them. Did this one have to touch? No, this is the cone. That's right. And then this doesn't have to. Okay. So I guess if I got swarmed by someone, I could do something like this. Let's go and do that. Sleep can also be pretty good. I'm going to put that in this last spot. This will knock out people in a 10-foot burst. So like a little circle, as you can see in the little picture there. So that could be pretty good. If you look at this one, it's more of a cone. You can kind of see the cone shape there. Snowball, that does not sound that awesome to me. Stunning barrier. Summon monster. Summoning. This summons an extraplanar dog. It appears where you acts according to its initiative. Attacks your opponents the best of its ability. I kind of like that. Let's do that. And then our last one. Vanish. True strike. The touched creature becomes invisible for a short time. If a check is required, an invisible creature has a +20 bonus on its stealth checks. The spell ends if subject attacks a creature, so it lets you be invisible. What's Stone Fist? That sounds kind of awesome. This spell transfers your hands into living stone. While this spell is in effect, your unarmed strikes do not provoke attacks of opportunity. Oh, that's kind of nice. And deal 1d6 points of damage. So that's one 6-sided dice. And then, whoops. 1d4 if you're small. We're normal, or we're medium size. Small would be like I think a halfling and a gnome maybe. So I'm kind of thinking between these two. Stunning barrier. +1 deflection bonus. Any creature that strikes you with a melee attack is stunned. I kind of like that. Will negates. I think I'll do that one. That sounds kind of cool. All right, moving on. Our character. All right, so we're now towards the very end. This is going to be
a mere flesh wound.
Our voice.
Quick, quick, else we miss all the fun.
I don't like
I do
that
not
one.
find this to be useful.
I stand ready.
I feel faint.
None shall escape.
That's pretty good.
Enemy approaching.
I don't like that one.
I'll take care of it.
Heal me quickly.
Heal me quickly.
An expected outcome.
I lead, you follow.
This doesn't suit me.
Interesting.
I kind of like
Ah,
confident.
a test of my abilities.
Then our birth date. I don't know. Maybe we'll do. Let's see. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 7th. My birthday is July 15th. So let's just say T4zzie's July 15th. Why not? Oh, I can close that. So, oh, here we go. T4zzie. We don't have a last name. We could call her Man. T4zzie Man. All right, so the last thing we have is this, which is our alignment. What kind of person are we? And for example, you have lawful good, which is someone that, by the book, I follow the law. Neutral good is someone that follows the spirit of the law. And then chaotic good is someone that believes in good, but they'll achieve that good any way they feel they need to. Then you also have chaotic neutral, chaotic evil. So I guess that would be this line here. You have lawful neutral, neutral, and chaotic neutral. Then you have lawful evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil. I think I'm going to go for chaotic good. T4zzie here, she believes in being good, but she'll do whatever she needs to do to achieve that, even if it's breaking the law.
You should have run.
All right, so I think we are all done. We're at 42 minutes. I sure hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully you're looking forward to this. I am. I think it's going to be cool. Here is all our special abilities and all that fun stuff. Look at our perception through the roof. Knowledge Arcana is good. I'm pretty happy with what we got. So let's hit complete. And I don't know if it's going to load the game up. We might have to... We have to get to a point where we can actually save it. And then we'll quit. So it might be... This might be a 50-minute episode. I guess we'll find out.
Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
That's awesome. Has some voice acting going in it. I think that's us right there. Our hair doesn't look as blue as
Where
it
are
did.
they? This is taking forever.
But here,
You
it
didn't even
doesn't
say
look
what this was
anything
for,
like
just
us.
that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the
Yeah.
Aldori anyway? Rich folk?
So she's a barbarian, by the way.
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
I would guess he might be a sorcerer or a bard.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll
like
help
her.
you.
I don't like. He sounds really irritating. Tartusio and Amiri.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming.
I'm thinking she's definitely a bard. Bards are really famous for writing things down. Dude, these graphics are awesome.
Greetings, everyone.
Oh, that's a girl.
I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
My guess she's probably a fighter?
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the stolen lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder.
So I think we're in Restov and she's maybe like the head honcho of Restov. And it sounds like if we go to this place, to the Stolen Lands, we could become the Baron or Baroness in our case, of this place.
Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the Stolen Lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
So yeah, so there's a whole team of us. Who exactly will receive the Baron's title? Why not just recognize this Stag Lord as Baron? That sounds like a bad idea. He's a gang of bandits. That wouldn't be good. You're helping us found a barony. What do you gain from this generosity? I'm kind of curious why she's doing it. And then what rewards. So if this is like most of those other games, depending on what you choose here, unless it lets you go through the list just until it's done, it kind of starts shaping the story for you, kind of so that it has replayability. But let's go ahead. We're at 48. I want to kind of know who's going to get the title, because I mean, there's a whole group of us in front of her.
I will, of course. I'm the leader of this team, after all.
Yeah, I don't
Don't
think
worry,
so.
though. I'll make it worth your while to help me.
Yeah.
We haven't yet begun, and you already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title, when we'll most likely lose our lives there.
So he's kind of looks like a paladin.
If I may please answer the question.
Okay. Oh, I guess I have to read. She takes a long pause, waiting for the voices to die down as everyone directs their attention towards her.
We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule.
It's not going to be Tartusio or whatever his name was.
Don't ask stupid questions. Why should you even care? What they have to gain and why, that's for Lady Aldori and I to discuss. It's none of your concern. Your only concern is to swing your sword around, or whatever it is you do.
I'm a wizard, dude. So, no sword. I don't think. Kind of looks like I might have a staff. I don't know. I don't like this guy.
Of course, we stand to benefit from this enterprise. But if you're concerned that we intend to rule your country from afar, using you as a front, well, please know that these concerns are unfounded. Let's just say that we have a strong interest in the region's stability. We have need of a ruling power we can negotiate with, not bandit gangs and monster hordes.
Okay. That's what I was thinking.
That smell in the air? Is it the smell of unspoken words and political intrigue?
So a tiefling girl is standing nearby, speaking in a hushed voice. And then she says what she just said. Noticing you've heard her comment, she winks at you coyly. She coming on to me? I think she kind of answered that already. I don't need her to say it again. And I don't necessarily... I guess... I don't know if this is going to affect the story or not, but I'm kind of curious because, so one of us, and it looks like a big group of us here, is going to become the Baron/Baroness. So what, does everyone else get anything?
And what reward would you seek beyond a noble title and your own lands?
The Lord Mayor eyebrows raised so far he almost drops his monocle.
We'll absorb the costs of preparing and equipping your expeditions. Once you return victorious, Restov will also allocate you a significant sum to provide financial support for you to establish your country. Essentially, we'll help you build your capital. I hope such a reward is satisfactory.
Words, words, words. Significant, financial. I can't fill my belly with pretty words.
I like her.
Of course. There will also be an official banquet held in your honor. All of Rostov's high society will gather to celebrate your feat.
Now you're talking.
Alright, I think... she's already answered that. I mean, obviously, why would you want the Stag Lord to be Baron?
Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Alright.
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet, go, and return in triumph.
Alright. So,
Hi, my name's Lindsay.
Oh.
I'm a bard, though this is my first
That's
real
right,
adventure.
she's a bard.
So, shall we go teach this Stag Lord a lesson?
she's a bard. So, as a bard, she's more interested in writing the lore. Let's see. We sure will. Just wait. We've got plenty of great feats in store.
Likewise. Actually, I also wanted to ask you something.
Okay.
How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is barons wear. Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is
She
the
blushes a
person I'll
little.
write my book about.
A book. So I'm not necessarily just a mercenary, and I like her. She's not talking negative or anything, so I think I'm gonna do, what, a book?
Damn, I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain.
Okay.
You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly?
Aha. Good idea.
And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or, God's forbid, Tartuccio? No way.
Let's see. Not a bad plan. It's settled then. I'll accomplish the feats. You write them down. That sounds good. What about that barbarian? She looks pretty heroic. I think her name is Amiri. I have nothing. No, I have everything against Tartuccio. But I mean, I like this one. I want to see what she says about that, but I'm going to go with that.
Deal.
Deal. Will I get a chance to say the other thing?
All right. I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
See ya. All right, so first steps on the road to glory. My quill, whatever. Leave the hall. So we got a magnifying glass up here. A large map of Brevoy and its surroundings. I need to read that again. Dotted with numerous cryptic marks and notes. Oh, I don't want to talk to that guy. Tomorrow's our glorious journey. Are you ready? I hope so. What else does he say? I don't need any layabouts on my team. Oh, I'm not on your team. So all these just say adventure. There's a Miri. Finally, the idle talk is over. Can't wait to set out. She's the barbarian, right? She don't look like the same one. Huh. Who's this one? Go over here. Talk to her. Oh, it's down here. I didn't even notice there was a whole scroll down here. Oh, nice. Okay, well. What game is Jamandi playing? I'm not used to feeling like a pawn. So is this, and this is that dude. This guy's kind of negative. Adventure. Oh, to move the camera, use the WASD keys and arrow keys. So is it both? Arrows. Yeah, they do the same thing, so I was wondering if they did something in conjunction. This expedition is surely doomed. He's such a negative guy. I don't think... Who's over here? I can't see... Move this. Oh, just an adventure. You're not worth talking to. You don't even have a name. Although this guy does. I'll double the guard. Oh, he's just the guard guy. Alright, so this is definitely a spot where we can leave. It wants us to leave here, I think. So I'm not going to do that. But I do think we can't seem to... Oh. This is the demon girl. She was winking at me. Northern architecture is beautiful, but very heavy. In my native land of Quadria, palaces are furnished quite differently. Click this icon to exit. So this is, I guess, how we leave this area, because I can't actually go through the door, it looks like. I do like how, like, when you're behind things, it turns like a bluish color. That's awesome. But I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is only a short little 1-hour video, and all we really did was create our character. Awesome. Oh, we do have a crossbow, it looks like. We do have a dagger and a light crossbow. I'm surprised we don't have a staff. Alright, and I don't know, where's my lizard? Wait, I want to try and summon a dog real quick. How did I do that? Is that... There it is. Oh, that's my lizard. What does that do? Oh, there he is. Oh, hi, dude. Oh, he's so cute. And now he disappeared. Oh, there he is. I love it. I wonder if he'll get killed or something. But where's my summon? Hey, here I was getting all ready to go out, and then I was like, oh wait, we can do a dog. Is this spells? Yes, Burning Hands, and our magic missiles. Then we have Acid Splash. Ooh, nice. Ray of Frost, Jolt, Daze, Touch of Fatigue. What? I didn't choose that. Charge. Coup de Grace. Hand of the Apprentice. That's the one that makes my weapon come back to me. Can I turn that on auto? No. Hello, is it right click? No. Fighting defensively. Acrobatics for mobility. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, how do I turn that off? Oh, there we go. Where's my doggy thing? Is it under here? A. Oh, maybe this is it. What is that? Oh, resistance. We already saw that. Touch of fatigue. Light. I can cast light. Light! Why is she drinking? Cast it on me. Does it follow me? Hello? It follows me. Oh, that's awesome. My little I could cast it on my lizard and then I won't lose him. Okay, guys. I've definitely gone on and on and on enough. We're gonna definitely find out more and more about this. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. Try to hide in the shadows. With a giant light above me.
With the shadows.
You can't see me? Oh, that's funny. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Discord and my other channels. And don't forget about my great big game giveaway. When we hit 1,000 subs, we will be giving away 57 Steam games. That averages out to be 1 out of every 20 subs will get a game. Wow. Oh, wow. And, yeah, that's it. What is this? Lizard familiar. Where's the dog thing? Huh. And, by the way, if you're interested and want me to do any kind of tutorials on how to do characters in Dungeons and Dragons, I've been getting pretty good at it. So, you know, they can be a little complex to understand or know what you need to do. But it's well worth it. It's a great game. And let me also know about what you think about me trying to do some live session recording of me and my friends or something like that. And that's it. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. An hour later, huh? Look, I'm sitting in my light. Bye!